Hi everyone, I'm Hannah here, and my group members are Kum Choi, Lim Shaw Eun, Ng Yi Xiang, Tan Yu Tze, Tiu Vihan, and Ruth Shalini. So what we're going to talk, our group member is Group 10. So we're going to talk about Tehelka, India, which is the topic is about bribery money. Is where there's a guy who bribed money from another person. That way he will not get caught from the police. So that way he decided to burn the money to hide from the evidence. So what we could say is we have to bring justice to the world and we could end all this bribery and all kinds of things because this led to biggest offense in everyone's lives. So that's all from my part. I'm going to pass the next part to Kum Choi, which she's going to do the introduction. Choi, are you there?
Oh, yes. Okay, thank you, Hannah. Hello, my name is Kun Choi. Now I will start to present about the introduction. The Tehelka.com, the scandal Cooperation West End, was an expert of India's political and national defense corruption in 2001. Posing as armed dealers, Tehelka journalists used hidden cameras to capture high-ranking politicians and military officials accepting bribes in exchange for national defense contracts, including the then Bharatiya Janata Party, President Bangaru Lakshman, member of the Samanta Party, and a number of defense officials. Because of these revelations, which also lead to concern about press freedom in India. Yeah, that's all. I will pass to next person.
Yes, the breakout Taker.com was founded in 2000 by Tehelka and Aniruddha Baha, who set up an undercover investigation called named Operation West End for the purpose of investigative journalism. They assigned two journalists posing as armed dealers for the fictitious British company West End International to contact Indian defense officers and other politicians, and the two undercover agents offered to sell 14th generation handheld thermal imaging camera to test officers during a 7.5 month investigation. They record evidence of bribery of several officials and politicians through hidden camera. Then Bharatiya Janata Party (BJP) President Bangaru Lakshman and Samatan Party President Jaya Jatli were implicated in March 2001. Second released their video evidence of this investigation, standing showcase throughout India, which led to the resignation of a number of senior government officials, including then Defense Minister George Fernandez, who was reinstated as Defense Minister in October of the same year. Thank you.
uh, 2.1 offenses committed and violation of relevant laws, serious offenses such as extortion, corruption, and fraudulent defense agreements were exposed by the Tehelka.com tender in exchange for defense contract. The government official implicated, including Bangaru Laxman, were discovered attempting bribery in India. The Prevention of Corruption Act 1988, which criminalized the acceptance of gratitude by public servants, is clearly violated by this conduct. In addition, the defense procurement procedures were violated by the corrupt activities, which are intended to guarantee transparency and justice in the defense contracting process. In addition, the scandal exposed unethical practice by politicians and bureaucrats, thereby eroding the integrity of the Indian political system. This violation required legal action and extensive reforms in the defense sector.
Now I want to talk about the implication for the country, organization, and individual. The individual is the instruction and person affected by the Tehelka.com undercover operation suffer legal ramifications were hard for scanner participants, including Bangaru Laxman. Laxman received a jail term for gratitude. Many high-ranking government officers resigned and were charged with crimes threatening their reputations. And the second is the country. Tehelka.com received national and international coverage of the covert operation. However, officer repercussions include financial pressure and investigation that threatened the news organization viabilities. The tactics challenge Tehelka reporting export high-level government wrongdoing. And the organization is India was brought impacted by the scattered it revealed defense procurement system wrongdoing, undermining public trust in government. The India government has to tighten check and balance and overhaul defense procurement in response. The episode also raised questions about the consequences of reporting government misbehavior and the media role in exposing corruption. And the next is the step to address integrity and corruption issue. First is the strict enforcement of anti-corruption law. The government must impose stricter penalties and rigorous enforce laws such as the Prevention of Corruption Act on 1988 to ensure that public officers are held accountable for their action. And the second is enhance transparency in procurement. The implementation of transparency measures, including the publication of contract, independent adulting and digital tendering system, will serve to discourage corrupt practice in defined procurements. And the third is the whistleblower protection. It is imperative to establish a legal framework that safeguards whistleblowers and journalists who disclose corruption. This would serve as an incentive for additional individuals to disclose their identities without concern for retribution. And the last is the public oversight mechanism. The establishment of impactor commission to supervise government procurement process can assist in the identification and mitigation of corruption brought to its preventive interaction. And next, I will pass to Ng Yixiang.
Thank you, user. I will now talk about the lessons learned from the case study. So for the lessons learned about the case study, there is 4. The significance of investigative journalism, the necessity for increased transparency, the protection for journalists and whistleblowers, and the accountability and integrity. So for the significance of investigative journalism, the emphasis by the case, which emphasizes the media's ability to expose corruption, it demonstrates that independent journalism is an essential instrument for holding government officials accountable, and by that, despite the risk, exposing malicious actions can result in a huge, significant change. Next is the necessity for increased transparency. Ingovernance is underscored by the scandal, which underscores the perils of a lack of transparency in government operations. In order to prevent corruption from establishing a foothold, India must step in and implement a more transparent systems for the government contracts in the future. Third is the protection for journalists and whistleblowers. The retaliation experienced by Tehelka underscores the necessity of safeguarding journalists and whistleblowers who jeopardize their lives and careers in order to expose these horrible corruptions. In order to guarantee the safety and welfare of these individuals who act in the public interest, legal safeguards must definitely be implemented for the good. And lastly, it is accountability and integrity. So ultimately, the case underscores the necessity of more robust accountability mechanisms in government institutions. In order to preserve public confidence, it is imperative that politicians and public servants adhere to rigorous ethical standards, and any violation should be promptly and decisively addressed. Now, I'm going to move on to the next speaker.
Hi, I'm Ruth, and I would like to present about closure about this topic. The Tehelka.com scandal, Operation West End, exposed deep-rooted corruption in India's political and defense sectors. While it led to public outrage and legal battles, it also underscored the power of investigative journalism in holding authorities accountable. The incident remains a landmark case the fight for transparency and press freedom in India. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for listening